It's the weekend here at Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by IronMag Labs. Make your mark. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Friday, August 12th, 2016. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. After being sidelined for over 3 months following surgery to repair a torn triceps, Species Nutrition athlete Armand The DB is back. The perennial national level threat was well on his way to quite possibly having his best season ever before being bitten by the injury bug. But this week, Adibi was finally able to march back into the gym and take his first steps on the long road to recovery, putting the wheels in motion for the comeback train to come screaming in at full force sometime next season. When he's in shape, Adibi is one of the freakiest and most vascular athletes you're going to see at any level. And now that he's had some forced time off to give his body some much needed rest and hit the reset button, look for him to come back bigger and better than we've ever seen him. It's been a while since we've heard anything from Sergio Oliva Jr. After winning the super heavyweight and overall titles at last year's NPC Nationals, Oliva has kept his head down and his mouth shut, focusing on doing what he has to step up to the plate and start carving out his own bodybuilding legacy. In a new leg training video released earlier this week, we see the soon-to-be rookie digging deep and cranking out some hard reps with 6 plates on the squat in an effort to keep packing on the size for next year's pro debut. I don't think there's a doubt in anyone's mind that Oliva has the tools and the pedigree to turn into a very good pro in the not-so-distant future. But whether or not he'll ever be able to step out from beneath the massive shadow cast by his father and create an identity that is truly his own still remains to be seen. It's been quite the year already for the force of nature, women's physique pro Heather Grace. After struggling with her conditioning a bit last season, this year Grace went back to the drawing board, and boy did it ever pay off. After falling just short with an incredible performance down at the Puerto Rico Pro, she followed it up with a lights-out win in her own backyard at the Mile High Pro, punching her ticket to return to the Olympia stage for a 3rd straight season. In her last 2 trips to Vegas, we've seen Grace find ways to work her way up the ladder, highlighted by last year's 11th place finish. And if what she's done already this season is any indicator of which way she's trending, there's a good chance we might just see her crack the top 6 in this year's lineup. 6 weeks out from potentially earning his 6th Mr. Olympia title, Phil Heath still seems like he's as hungry as he's ever been. In a candid moment captured during a shoulder training session earlier in the week, a very sharp-looking Heath sent out a fiery reminder to anyone out there throwing rocks at the throne, letting the world know that in 2016, Phil Heath is all about business. Despite whatever fair or unfair criticisms that may have been levied his way following last year's contest, you can't ignore the fact that Heath is a major student of the game, and he knows exactly what is at stake with this title defense. A win would elevate him into even more rarefied air, not to mention putting him within legitimate striking distance of beating or tying Haney and Coleman's 8 straight Olympia titles. And unless someone out there is capable of delivering one hell of a knockout shot, it's going to be a pretty tall order to unseat the champ. A few weeks after a crushingly narrow defeat at the Canadian National Championships, it looks like 21-year-old star in the making, Chris Bumstead, might be thinking about making another run at the stage. This week, some new photos surfaced of an utterly ridiculous-looking Bumstead, sparking rumors that he might be considering taking another stab at his pro card a few weeks from now at the upcoming North American Championships. When you factor in muscle quality, shape, and throwback 1990s conditioning, it's hard to imagine a scenario where Bumstead wouldn't find his way into the first call-out. And if he can even just replicate the look he had back at the Canadians, I think it might be game, set, and match for the heavyweight division. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by IronMag Labs. Make your mark. Check out IronMagLabs.com today. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Hey guys, it's Stevie B here. If you like what you're seeing, hit the subscribe button below and never miss another RX Muscle show, segment, or update. RX Muscle is #1. Woo!